About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go. Let's be free with me. Be free. Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free.
Good evening and welcome to our latest GCSE History live stream. Thank you very much to those of you who are joining us live this evening, and also welcome to the very many more of you who watch this on replay over the coming weeks. I'm joined as ever by Rocky. Hi Rocky, how are you doing?
Hi Duncan, very well thanks. You?
Oh, very well, thank you. Yeah, not bad at all. So we're continuing with early Elizabethan England, but we're looking at her relations with Spain this evening and building up to the Spanish Armada. Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a lot to cram in with this one because
there is a lot of content, a lot of knowledge, isn't there, to test. Yeah. So we've got quite a lot of quizzes on this one, but and we're starting with a quiz, I do believe. So I think we'll get cracking straight away with a quiz. It's a multiple choice quiz, but you'll be pleased to know that there are only A's and B's each time. It's between A and B, so 50-50. It would be good if this was what it was like on the exam, really, if you got to do A or B. Okay, so here we go. Here is our multiple choice quiz. Do join in. It's good to see some of you watching live. Do see how you do with these. So the first question, it's just A or B. The Spanish Fury of 1576 saw Spanish troops sack which important city in the Netherlands? Was it Antwerp or was it Amsterdam? What do you reckon? I'll give you a moment. Anonymous has come in with A for Antwerp. Shall we have a look? Well done. Very good. Next one. The intense violence against Antwerp led to Dutch Catholics and Protestants uniting, pledging to expel the Spanish. This was known as the Ghent Rising or the Pacification of Ghent? What do you reckon? If you've heard it, you'll know it. I think it's. Okay, let's have a look. Well done, those of you who went with B. It is the Pacification of Ghent, which sounds like a sort of art house movie, I think. To support the Dutch effort, Elizabeth sent a loan of £25,000 or £100,000. What do we think? Either of these is obviously a much larger sum than it sounds today. I mean, I know it'd be nice to get either today, but from the point of view, when we think about, the amount of money that people might go for. Kemi's going for A. Anonymous is going for B. It's one or the other. Let's have a look. It is B. Yeah. Can you add anything to that, Rocky? Or
No, just echo what you say. Lots of money. I mean, at this point in the 1570s, Elizabeth's still conscious of. I mean, she obviously wants to pledge support in the Netherlands and support the Dutch rebels against the Spanish, but she's still teetering on the brink of, to what extent does she get involved? So she just thinks, let's throw some money at the problem.
Yeah.
Question 4 is quite interesting, actually. I won't give the answer. I always do, but. The key thing is that they're mercenary soldiers. She still doesn't want to fully commit, soldiers in her name.
Yeah, so it's not like England have formally joined a war or
That's
whatever.
it, yeah.
In 1577, Elizabeth hired 6,000 mercenary soldiers to support the Dutch. They were led by who? Was it Robert Dudley or John Casimir? Any ideas? Well, let's have a look. I think Anonymous has come in with B, and Anonymous is correct. Well done. Let's have a look at the next one. Why did the actions of Casimir drive Dutch Catholics back into the arms of Philip II? So if you remember, in the pacification of Ghent, the Catholics and the Protestants in the Netherlands had kind of joined forces. Why did the Catholics end up kind of going back into the arms of the Spanish following the intervention of Casimir? Was it because they attacked Catholic homes and innocent people, or was it because Casimir's troops attacked Dutch Catholic churches? Shall we have a look? B again. Yeah, attacking Catholic churches. Okay, next one. In 1579, who placed Don Juan, I hope I'm pronouncing Don Juan right, Philip's brother, to lead the fight back against the Dutch? Was it Duke of Parma or Duke of Alba? I don't know if it's Kemi's A for this question. I think it might be. I had a lecturer at university that used to insist on pronouncing it Don Juan because he pronounced all foreign names in an English accent, and it's always left me kind of, is it Don Juan? I'm sure it's Don Juan. Anyway,
he sounds like my type of lecturer. That's what I tend to do.
Yeah, well done, Kemi. It was the Duke of Parma. Very good. In 1580, Philip II's power increased. Which country did he control following the Battle of Alcantara, and with it their wealth? Was it the northern states of Italy? Was it Portugal? Any ideas for this one? Italy at this time and for a long time afterwards wasn't kind of one country, was it? It was sort of a number of sort of city-states and things. Kemi's going with B for Portugal, and you'd be right. Well done. Good answer. Anonymous going with B as well. Well done. Okay, question 8. In 1572, Sir Francis Drake captured £40,000 worth of Spanish silver. Where did he get it from? Peru or Panama? I always think with Sir Francis Drake, because we sort of learnt about him at school and things as this chap playing bowls and then going off to Spanish Armada and stuff as this sort of military hero. But he was a pirate, really, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
Silver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kemi's going with B. And well done, it is B. Very good. So Francis Drake circumnavigated the globe between, was it the years 1577 and 1580, or 1575 and 78? Pretty amazing thing to do at that time, to get right round. No handy canals or anything at this point. Okay, right down the bottom. Kemi's going with A. And she would be right. Well done. Very good. Okay, and I think it's the last of these. Anonymous went with A as well. Good answer. Drake managed to bring back what value of treasure in pounds after plundering Spanish ships and ports in Chile and Peru? You'll either know this or you won't, because £500,000 and £400,000, it's not like a huge difference between the two in the scheme of things. So you'll either know it or you won't. Was it £500,000 or £400,000? The amount of treasure that Drake plundered from Spanish ships and ports. And Kemi's right again with B. Well done. Very good. Now I'm going to do another... Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, Duncan. I was just going to say, one of the reasons I think it's quite a useful one to remember is because obviously in 72, Francis Drake captures £40,000 worth of Spanish silver. And then whilst he circumnavigates the globe, he managed to plunder treasure worth £400,000. So I always think that's an easy way of remembering.
Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Going to do another quick question. So another quick quiz from me before I hand over to Rocky. This is called the chili quiz because there is a mild question, a spicy question, and a hot question. In other words, one question is relatively easy, one question's pretty tricky, and another one is pretty dastardly. And you can score yourself on this if you like. So if you get the hot question right, you'll get 3 points. So let's see how you do. So we've got our mild question, first of all. Which French duke came to England in 1581 looking for funding to campaign in England? Our spicy question, how much money did Elizabeth give this duke? And then our hot question, Alençon died in June 1584, which important Dutch rebel leader was also assassinated a month later. We've got a timer for this one, so see if you can get all three and get full marks. Okay, see how you do. 6 points available. And the bass comes in.
Half the time we just create these tasks based on the music that plays.
Right. So how are we doing? Get some answers coming in. Obviously, it's takes a bit more typing than just putting A or B in the in there. Okay. So Anonymous has suggested the first one is Francis. It was the Duke of Alençon. The money was £70,000, and the Dutch rebel leader was William of Orange. So if anyone got all of those, you got 6 points and a round of applause.
Very well done.
If you got some of them, you can score yourself. So well done, having a good go at those. I'm gonna hand over to Rocky now for the next activity.
Thanks, Duncan. Evening, everyone. Hope you're well. So obviously we've packed a lot in so far, looking at those developing tensions over across the 1570s, whether it be Elizabeth investing money in the Dutch rebels or sending Casimir over with mercenary troops, or likewise, sponsoring Francis Drake to take part in piracy. So obviously we're seeing this ramping up of tensions over time. Now, in 1584, there is something very, very important that happens. It's called the Treaty of Joinville. So predicting or trying to second guess 4 markers, I think a describe 2 features of the Treaty of Joinville is very, very likely. So 30 seconds, you might want to think about what features you could include, what the Treaty of Joinville was, and then what developing information you could add to that feature. Best of luck. If you're stumped, there's a slight clue in the name.
Mhm. Goes quick, doesn't it? 30 seconds.
It does. It really does, especially for these type of 4 markers or the 2 features. It's quite tricky, but it's good to work under pressure. Okay, should we take a little look then, please, at the answer?
Yeah.
So, Treaty of Joinville. Obviously, it's an alliance between Spain and France. Look, I've said this a lot, but for anyone like new viewers, ultimately when we do questions like this, we put the feature in red and then the supporting detail in black, so you can see how you get 2 marks for each feature and 4 out of 4 in total. I'm just reading Anonymous's answer. Created, make an alliance between French and Spanish so they could fight against Protestants. Excellent, well done. Yeah, essentially my first point. So a feature is that it formed an alliance between France and Spain, and then Philip II pledged to help the French Catholic League in ridding France of Protestantism. So this brings 2 Catholic powerhouses together. And then to get the second set of 2 marks, I would look at how Elizabeth perceives this, how Elizabeth reacts to the Treaty of Joinville. So it's perceived by Elizabeth as a Catholic union against Protestantism generally, which ultimately it is. It's focused on France, but with view to waging some kind of crusade against Protestantism generally. And then this leads to her signing the 1585 Treaty of Nonsuch that pledges to help the Dutch against the Spanish, but in a more formal, official capacity. So the Treaty of Joinville in 84 leads to the Treaty of Nonsuch in 85, and it's essentially from 85 onwards that England and Spain are officially at war. But yeah, good job, Anonymous. Well done.
Yeah, excellent response, wasn't it? We've got some more quiz questions now because there's so much content and knowledge in this. We've got some more quiz questions. This one is slightly different. It's called the picture grid. So when you get your question right, it disappears and leaves behind a bit of a picture. And as we get through those 6 questions, we'll reveal more of the picture behind it. And you need to say what the picture is showing. Okay, so good luck. So there's 2 things. One, answer the question. Secondly, work out who's in the picture. Okay, first one. Following the Treaty of Nonsuch, who did Elizabeth send to command the English army in the Netherlands? Do we know?
You might want to think back to the multiple choice quiz and the other answer, potentially. I'm in a generous mood today.
That could well help. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, Kemi's suggesting Robert Dudley. And Kemi is correct. Robert Dudley, the Earl of Leicester. Well done.
Well done, Kemi.
Oh, that's not telling us a lot, that bit of picture, is it? Just some red cloth. That's not going to... I think that's not going to help us. So let's see if the next square helps us a bit more. So how large was the army that Elizabeth sent? This is the army we've just talked about with Dudley. Kemi's saying 7,000 soldiers. Pretty close. I think that'll do. 7,400 for Eldon.
I think as an examiner, you'd give him the benefit of the doubt, wouldn't you, Duncan?
Yeah, absolutely.
7,000. That's good.
Yeah.
Well done, Kemi.
Is that helping us anymore? There's a bit of sea there, I think, and a beach. potentially. Could be someone's shoulder and a bit of a necklace. I don't know. Anyway, which fateful mistake did Dudley make, and why was Elizabeth angry? So kind of two questions there, really, but they're very closely related. What? Okay, what do we think? I've just noticed on the red cloth image. Now we're seeing the other bit of the image. There could be someone's ear. might not be, but it could be an ear.
You can recognise that ear from anywhere. I expect everyone to get it now.
Yeah. Shall we have a look? So he accepted the title Governor General of the Netherlands on Elizabeth's behalf, which implied she was deposing King Philip II as King of the Netherlands. Okay, so that was what made her angry. Oh, and we've got a face now. So someone might get it now. While you're thinking about the picture, let's have a look at the next question. The English campaign was a failure, but there was one success. What was significant about Ostend?
This is a tricky one, but it will help us for the next task. But again, I think it's one of those you either know or you don't. But it's important, very important.
I think I might have had a ham and cheese toasty there once, but that's
nice.
But that isn't the main significant thing about Ostend.
Was it nice?
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
There you go.
No one does a toasty like the Dutch. Okay, have a look at that one. So these were deep water ports that the Spanish did not capture. This prevented them from docking huge ships there. Oh, you can see potentially a port or something in there and some ships. Bit of writing. In 1587, Francis Drake attacked the Spanish navy at Cadiz, destroying 30 ships. What was this event known as? I remember there was a poem about this as well, I think.
I'm not sure. Yeah. Actually, yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
Can't remember any of it about it apart from the bit that's the answer to the question. So I don't want to reveal that.
No, it's a brilliant name for an event.
It is. Raid on Cadiz is a good name. Yeah, pretty clearly descriptive name for it. But it has this kind of metaphorical name as well. If we think about Philip's face, that might help us. Let's have a look. So, the singeing of the king's beard. Okay. Yeah. And then who was killed in 1580? Oh, well done, Kemi. Yeah, the singeing of the King of Spain's beard. Well done. Who was killed in 1587 and named Philip II heir to the English throne after Elizabeth? That feels like quite a mouthful, doesn't it? So someone was killed in 1587, someone that we've encountered before, I might add. And they had named Philip II as being the heir to the English throne after Elizabeth. It's not someone we've talked about today, but pretty much every other session. I think it would be fair to say. Can we think of a well-known Catholic who died in 1587? Well done, Kemi. Yeah, it was Mary, Queen of Scots. So we've got the whole picture now. Do we know who that is?
It's a tricky one. I think it's one of those you either know it or you don't.
Yeah. Anyone get a hazard a guess? Shall we have a look? Duke of Medina Sidonia. Do you want to tell us anything about this Duke?
Yeah. Yeah. It segues into our next task regarding why the Armada fails. And basically, well, he is one of the reasons, but the Duke of Medina Sidonia commands the Spanish Armada, the Spanish Navy.
Ah, great stuff.
So That's our man.
Okay.
He looks very friendly.
Yeah.
So now it does say the connection wall talks about 12 key phrases, but me being me, I've written I think 12 mini essays in each box. So
Yeah,
it will take a
if you're
while.
watching this on a phone, I do apologise for the screen you're about to
Yeah,
see now because there is a lot of
yeah,
text on
I'm
it.
sorry. No, you might have to head to the opticians tomorrow. So I do apologize in advance. But ultimately, we've got 12 reasons regarding why the Spanish Armada was unsuccessful. And what you need to do is read through the information and try and work out how you would divide this information into different themes. Now, I'm not going to give you any examples of those themes because I will end up inadvertently giving you the answer, which is what I always tend to do. So take your time and think about, okay, which certain boxes are there, commonalities? Can we draw parallels? What themes are being presented? And there are 3 themes to find. Now, you might want to, in the comment section, as an example, you might want to say A1, B2, C3, D3 equals a theme. But as I say, this one will take a while, so I'm not going to rush you. And this is definitely a resource to download and
Yeah.
use.
Yeah.
But in fairness, this in terms of this information, by dividing it into 3 themes, you've essentially got 3 paragraphs for a ready-made 12 marker regarding
Yeah.
explain why the Spanish Armada was successful.
If you're watching this on replay, you can of course pause it and also project it onto a
Yeah.
IMAX screen or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I think I've found a potential connection.
Yes.
Shall
So
I suggest
go
the
on, yeah,
one I think I've?
please.
There
Yeah,
seems to
please
be.
go.
It might not be your first one. I should have made a note of what comes first. But I feel that a few of them seem to have something to do with kind of naval technology. We've got about the fast English galleons. We've got the Spanish ships relying on old things. I saw something else about the cannons on the English ships. There might have been
Yeah,
another one.
it's a good point, yeah. About the space on the decks for the
Oh
cannons,
right.
about how those cannons recoil.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps with English, yeah, the reloading. Okay, very good. I like that. So something like technology, that's a good one. It's it's links to one of the themes that we have,
Okay.
definitely.
So it's not actually one of them. So I'm wrong.
Well, technically, it could be technology. It's probably a better theme to use than what than what I've given, to be honest.
Okay.
um, but and to be fair, if we're trying to second guess stimulus points could well be technology, and then
Mm-hmm.
you're forced to say, okay, well, what could we derive from technology? So I've just seen Kemi says
One.
B1, B2, D3, and C1 ties in with English ships. Now that's excellent. Now you've got 3 of those 4 correct, Kemi. C1 is slightly different. Although, of course, it does involve English ships. You're spot on. But I've put C1 under something else. That doesn't mean you're wrong. It's just that I've placed it under a different theme. But you could well use that if you was creating a paragraph. You could reference the fire ships. That's excellent. Good work.
Oh, and she's got another one with about poor Spanish tactics.
Oh, brilliant. In terms of D2, A3, C3, and A1. Again, you're not wrong at all. It doesn't quite match my answer. You've got 3 out of 4 again. But as I say, this is important in terms of it shows that you can be versatile with the information and use it. You're actually right in what you're saying, Kemi. It's just that it doesn't quite match with mine. but they would definitely belong in a paragraph together. Excellent work again.
Should
So
we have
we've
a look
got
at the
Spanish,
first?
English ships. Yeah, let's go, please. The
Okay.
first one ties in. So I've had English planning / tactics. So looking more at where there are particular conflicts. So the Battle of Gravelines, the conflict at the Isle of Wight, the skirmish at Plymouth, the fire ships at Calais. So all these show different types of tactics and different types of fighting. Whereby Gravelines helps scatter the armada that set forces around the British Isles. The Isle of the skirmish and at the Isle of Wight prevents Medina Sidonia from docking there to wait for information between him and the Duke of Alba arriving, because obviously initially what happens is Medina Sidonia is trying to get to the Netherlands or get too close to the Netherlands in order to try and meet the Duke of Alba, the Duke of Parma, rather, the Duke of Parma and his troops, and then launch an invasion from there. So tying in with that, Kemi, you basically nailed the second one with Spanish planning and tactics. You've got obviously the Spanish running out of supplies, running low. Again, there's a lot when it comes to storms and weather that really helps the English. I believe, what was the quote? Was it was it God blew and the wind scattered, or they called it the Protestant wind, in
Right.
terms of propaganda. But you see, obviously, the Spanish being delayed by storms, and so by the time they get to the Channel, they're at sea for 10 weeks, and the food starts to rot. One of the reasons that the food rots, incidentally, is because a lot of the barrels were poorly made because of the singeing of the king's beard, and Francis Drake's attack at Cadiz ruins a lot of the ready-made supplies, the barrels, the ships that would store all this food. So Philip then rushes his attack after 87 to then launch the Armada again in 88.
So we've got the last four. We just need to work out what links them, don't we?
Absolutely. I'll quickly say, actually, when we talked about, Duncan looked at the previous task about Ostend and the deep sea water ports. The fact that the Spanish don't have Ostend, if you look at D1, it's very, very. Oh no, sorry, not D1. Sorry,
I think it was. I think it is D1, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, apologies. Yeah, sorry. It is. See, this is proving that it's even too small for my eyes. I'm losing it. But yeah, so with D1 again, it means that Parma is essentially delayed in placing supplies and troops onto smaller boats, because he can only use smaller boats that can dock at the shallower waters. So this little success at Ostend is, really important, and those little details can really impress an examiner. But anyway, so
I'm thinking the last four. Must be something close to what I said at the start about the technology, but the ships, maybe.
Is.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. That's it.
Yeah.
Ship design, but you're right, technology. Now, what's really interesting, this is where you see the role of John Hawkins advising Elizabeth on the Spanish galleons to get those faster, more manoeuvrable ships. Interestingly as well, we mentioned the Earl of Nottingham. At the Isle of Wight conflict, the Earl of Nottingham realises how effective the cannon fire of the English galleons is against the Spanish Armada, and he decides to keep cannonballs back for the next conflict, which is at Gravelines, and then that skirmish helps scatter the Armada further, and then directs them around the British Isles. So loads going on, but as I say, definitely print this out, use it. You've got a ready-made 12 marker there, 3 paragraphs.
Yeah, the PowerPoint will be available to download, in a day or two or pretty soon after we've presented. I don't know exactly how soon, but keep an eye out for it. I'll tell you about it right at the end, where to find it. Okay. Oh, right. And you've got your timeline.
Last timeline. So the only reason I'm doing this, because I think it's very important to realise that a lot of this stuff is occurring simultaneously, whether it be the plots of Mary Queen of Scots and the rising tension in the 70s that then leads to outright war from 85, and then the Armada. Well, I won't say that date because I'm giving too much away again. as I say, the key thing is here it acts as a bit of revision of what we've just learned, but also allows you to, recalibrate and understand that a lot of these things are occurring simultaneously. So 10 events, 10 dates, have a go. And as I say in the comments, if you're new, most of you are, you know how we do this, but if you are new, if you work out a date, you might want to just put, I don't know, F4, H2, if you can match the correct year to the correct date.
It's a pretty tricky one, this, isn't it? 10 things.
There's 10.
There are some dates we definitely
I
know.
hope.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's some dates we definitely know, aren't there?
Yeah. So I see Kemi's just said Throckmorton plot for E. So E1 in 1583. Good job. Well done. Babington plot, 86. And then we've got Rodolphi plot, 1571. Excellent. So again, this looks at sort of revision from previous sessions as well. It's always useful to revisit.
See, Nitro's here just for the banter, because he's done 2.5 hours revision, which is fine.
That's... Well done, Nitro. I hope it was history. Mary Queen of Scots executed. Kemi's mentioned 1587. Very good. You might want to think, Kemi, what happens just... Oh, in fairness, Kemi got the answer beforehand. Apologies. Babington plot 86, and then Mary Queen of Scots is executed 87. Very good. We all know the last event, surely. Surely we know what happened in 1588. Think about the Treaty of Joinville as well. Very key turning point there, because obviously the Treaty of Joinville then leads to a big reaction by Elizabeth. We'll give it maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then we'll have a look. Most of you have got them. Oh, Nitro, we knew you couldn't stay away. 1588, Spanish Armada. Well done. Anonymous. 2J.
Yep, that's right.
Excellent. Well done.
And 3C.
Well done. Very good. It is 3C. Well done. Let's have a look. Yeah.
Should we solve the wall? Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some of those a little bit jumbled up, but we've got So the excommunication of Elizabeth I following the Northern Rebellion. Then obviously the Rodolphi plot in 71. Who's it? Is it Anonymous? Yeah, Anonymous. Spot on with Elizabeth sending mercenary troops in 77 via John Casimir. 80, Drake returns from the circumnavigation of the globe. 83, Throckmorton plot. This is really, really key. Sometimes, in my experience, students tend to maybe mix up these dates or sometimes forget them. The Treaty of Joinville is late 84, okay? And the response from Elizabeth, mid-85, is that Treaty of Nonsuch. So the joining together of France and Spain leads to Elizabeth more officially involving herself in the Netherlands, and that is basically the start of war with England and Spain in 85. And then we've got the Babington plot. Mary Queen of Scots is executed, and then the Armada attempts to invade England and fails. Well done, everyone. Excellent
stuff. Just a quick reminder that if you've got a smart device, you can scan that QR code there, and there are lots of activities and study notes on the TTU website for this topic and others, and also potentially for other subjects that you study. And we have a number of resources available too, including the amazing Early Elizabethan England exam buster written by Rocky, which I cannot recommend highly enough. Right, we're back to the studio. I said I was going to mention where you can download the resources from. If you go along to tutor2u.net/live, all the ones we've done going back, how long have we been doing these, Rocky? It's a long time. We did all the Germany ones and then all the Elizabeth ones, all the year we've been doing them. They're all there, so you can watch them again, but also you can download the PowerPoints if you want to use them in your notes. Okay, there's some really good responses today, weren't there? Some really good.
Yeah, brilliant.
stuff. That's great. So I think next week we're looking at poverty in Elizabethan England.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Elizabethan poverty. Yep. Causes.
Yep. So we'll find out all about that in a week's time. So if you've found the session useful and you haven't already done it, please click the thumbs up button. It helps other people find these sessions who are looking for the same things as you are. And if you aren't already subscribed to us, please do subscribe, and then you find out next when we're going live, and you can check out some of the other subjects we do. You might well do some of them as well alongside history. Okay, thanks guys. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Take care. Bye.